How many people have been given Padma Awards in the year 2026? Correct option is D. 131 peoples. What is the rank of India in the Sustainable Trade Index 2025? Correct option is B. 23rd. Which country will host the 18th BRICS Summit in 2026? Correct option is C. India. Which space rocket was used to place the Nisar satellite into space? Correct option is A. GSLV F-16. Where was the 8th India-UK military exercise Ajay Warrior 25 organized? Correct option is B. Rajasthan. Who won the Vijay Hazare Trophy 2025-26 title? Correct option is B. Vidarbh. Who was sworn in as the 53rd Chief Justice of India in November? Correct option is C. Justice Surya Kant. Who recently won the 2025 Booker Prize for his novel Flesh? Correct option is D. David Suchley. Which state's Silisera Lake has been designated as India's Ramsar site? Correct option is D. Rajasthan. Where has the 30th edition of UN Climate Change Conference 2025 held? Correct option is B. Belém, Brazil. What is India's rank in the Henley Passport Index 2026? Correct option is A. 80th. Who has become the Navy's first woman fighter pilot? Correct option is D. Astha Punia. Which site in Bihar recently became the 94th Ramsar site of India? Correct option is D. Gogabil Lake. Who has developed the Akash Prime Defense System? Correct option is B. Defense Research and Development Organization. Which football team won the 134th Durand Cup 2025? Correct option is C. Northeast United FC. Where did Chief Justice Surya Kant virtually inaugurate the country's first fully paperless district court? Correct option is D. Wayanad, Kerala. When is World Meditation Day observed annually? Correct option is B. On 21st December. Who has recently become the first Indian player to reach the final of the Fight Women's World Cup? Correct option is A. Divya Deshmukh. Who was conferred with the Order of Oman First Class? Correct option is D. Narendra Modi. Which telescope was used to discover the Alaknanda spiral galaxy? Correct option is B. James Webb Space Telescope. Where was the 17th BRICS Summit 2025 held recently? Correct option is C. Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Who became the second highest run scorer in international cricket in January? Correct option is C. Virat Kohli. Who is the author of his first book, Why the Constitution Matters? Correct option is B. D.Y. Chandrachud. Which city in China was the host of SCO Summit 2025? Correct option is D. Tianjin. At which IIT did the Ministry of Electronics and IT launch the Param Shakti supercomputing facility? Correct option is D. IIT Madras. How many seats did the NDA win in the 243-member Bihar Assembly elections held in November? Correct option is C. 202. Which country has launched the world's fourth fastest supercomputer named Jupiter? Correct option is A. Germany. Who has recently become the 92nd Chess Grandmaster of India? Correct option is C. Aryan Varshney. The 5th edition of exercise Harimo Shakti was conducted between India and which country? Correct option is B. Malaysia. Where was the Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Science City inaugurated? Correct option is B. Patna. Who took oath as the first woman Chief Justice of the Meghalaya High Court in January? Correct option is D. Justice Revati Mohitedia. Which state declared Arlam Wildlife Sanctuary as its first official butterfly sanctuary? Correct option is C. Kerala. What is the name of India's third indignantly built nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarine? Correct option is C. INS Aridhman. What is the rank of India in the Global Innovation Index 2025? Correct option is B. 30th. Which city will host the WHO Global Traditional Medicine Summit 2025? Correct option is D. New Delhi. Which state topped the medal tally at the Khelo India Beach Games 2026? Correct option is A. Karnataka. Which state in India is set to become the first extreme poverty-free state? Correct option is C. Kerala. The Public Investment Board approved 26,070 crore rupees for the Kamla hydroelectric project in which state? Correct option is A. Arunachal Pradesh. Which site was recently included as India's 13th Biosphere Reserve by UNESCO in September? Correct option is A. Coal Desert. Who has been appointed as the new chairman of the Atomic Energy Regulatory Board in January? Correct option is B. A.K. Balasubramanian. Which country announced its withdrawal from 66 international organizations, including the International Solar Alliance, in January? Correct option is B. USA. What is the rank of India in the Global Climate Risk Index 2025? Correct option is C. 9th. Which state ranked first among major states in creating APAR IDs for students? Correct option is D. Chhattisgarh. Which portal was launched by Union Minister Annapurna Devi for the integrated delivery of women and child development projects? Correct option is B. Pankhodi. The Gajak and Revri sweets of which district in Uttar Pradesh received the GI tag in January? Correct option is B. Meerut. Which Indian Army officer was awarded the United Nations Secretary-General Award 2025 in January? Correct option is C. Swathi Shantakumar. Who has been appointed as the new Chief Information Commissioner of India? Correct option is A. Rajkumar Goyal. Which state's Anantapur pomegranate received the GI tag in January? Correct option is D. Andhra Pradesh. Which city hosted the 69th National School Games in January? Correct option is C. Ludhiana, Punjab. Which party won the highest number of seats in the Bihar Assembly election 2025? Correct option is C. Bharatiya Janata Party. According to the NSO's first advance estimates, what is India's real GDP growth rate for FY 2025-26? Correct option is D. 7.4%. Which rocket launched the Bluebird Block 2 communication satellite? Correct option is A. LVM-3M6. What is the name of India's third indignantly built nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarine? Correct option is D. INS Aridhman. Which state government approved the Akka Pade scheme for the safety of women and minors? Correct option is A. Karnataka. Where did the Indian Army organize the Sanja Shakti exercise to enhance coordination between civil and military agencies? Correct option is B. Pune, Maharashtra. In which city did India launch the Resina Science Diplomacy Initiative 2026? Correct option is C. New Delhi. Which movie has been shortlisted for the Best International Feature Film category at the 90th Academy Awards? Correct option is B. Homebound. Which country is the guest of honor at the New Delhi World Book Fair 2026? Correct option is D. Qatar. Which platform was launched by the Indian Army to modernize logistics management? Correct option is B. DIME. According to the FAO's Global Forest Resources Assessment 2025, what is India's global rank in total forest area? Correct option is C. 9th. How many medals did India win at the 2025 Asian Archery Championships in Dhaka? Correct option is D. 10 medals. Who has recently won the title of Miss Universe India 2025? Correct option is D. Manika Vishwakarma. Recently, Ministry of Tribal Affairs and Coal India signed an agreement to promote tribal education in which state? Correct option is A. Chhattisgarh. In which state of India Kati Bihu festival celebrated in October? Correct option is C. Assam. What is the name of the first anti-submarine warfare shallow watercraft delivered to the Indian Navy? Correct option is B. INS Arnala. Which city has become India's dirtiest city in the Swachh Sarvekshan 2025? Correct option is C. Madurai. The 8th edition of the Joint Military Exercise Ekta 2025 was conducted between India and which country? Correct option is A. Maldives. When is National Youth Day 2026 celebrated? Correct option is C. On 12th January. Who has been awarded the 2025 Nobel Peace Prize? Correct option is C. Maria Corina Machado. Which country has become the first in the world to eliminate mother-to-child transmission of HIV, hepatitis B and syphilis? Correct option is D. Maldives. Which ministry launched the Incredible India initiative to attract international tourists? Correct option is B. Ministry of Tourism. What is the rank of India in the Asia Power Index 2025? Correct option is C. 3rd. Who recently became the first Indian bowler to take 100 wickets in mains T20 internationals? Correct option is C. Arshdeep Singh. When was National Space Day 2025 celebrated in India? Correct option is B. 23rd August. Which Indian non-governmental organization has become the first to win the Ramon Magsaysay Award in 2025? Correct option is D. Educate Girls. Who has recently been appointed as the Executive Director of the International Monetary Fund? Correct option is A. Urjit Patel. Who won the mains singles title at the Australian Open 2025 badminton tournament? Correct option is B. Lakshya Sen. The Patna-Purnia Expressway in Bihar has recently been designated as which national expressway? Correct option is C. National Expressway 9. Where did the Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas recently announce the first discovery of natural gas in India? Correct option is C. Andaman Basin. Which indigenous anti-drone grid has the Indian Army recently launched? Correct option is B. Saksham. Which locomotive has installed India's first removable solar panel system on railway tracks? Right option is A. Banaras Locomotive Works. Which state is the top exporting state in India for the financial year 2024-25? Correct option is C. Gujarat. Plutonium Management and Disposition Agreement is a pact between the United States and which country? Correct option is C. Russia. Who won the men's and women's kabaddi titles at the 2025 Asian Youth Games? Right option is B. India. Sane Takaichi has become the first woman Prime Minister of which country? Right option is D. Japan. Which space agency launched India's heaviest communication satellite CMS-03 in November? Correct option is C, ISRO. Where has the Namo Semiconductor Laboratory been recently approved to be set up? Correct option is D, IIT Bhubaneswar. Which country became the 19th member of the International Big Cat Alliance? Correct option is B, Russia. The second edition of the joint military exercise Desert Cyclone 2 was conducted between India and which country? Correct option is A, United Arab Emirates. Who has recently become the first Indian to run 100 meters in less than 10.2 seconds? Right option is B, Animesh Kujur. Which country will host the Commonwealth Kho-Kho Championship in 2026? Correct option is A, India. Recently, when was World Mental Health Day 2025 observed? Correct option is C, on 10th October. Which country has recently announced the launch of the K-Visa from 1st October to attract global science and technology talent? Right option is D, China. Who has recently been appointed as the new Director General of the Sashastra Seema Bal? Right option is A, Sanjay Singhal. Indira Gandhi Sukh Shiksha Yojana was launched by which state government? Correct option is A, Himachal Pradesh. Who released the book titled Atal Bihari Vajpayee, The Eternal Statesman in New Delhi? Correct option is C, C.P. Radhakrishnan. What is the total length of the Delhi Meerut Namo Bharat RRTS corridor inaugurated by PM Narendra Modi? Correct option is C, 82 kilometers. Van Island, recently seen in the news, is located in which region? Right option is A, Gulf of Mannar. The Supreme Court recently clarified that the Aadhaar card can be used for which of the following purposes? Correct option is B, proof of identity. On which date is National Science Day 2026 celebrated? Right option is A, on 20th February. The Kumar Bhaskar Verma Setu, inaugurated in February, connects which two places in Assam? Correct option is C, Guwahati and North Guwahati. Which state is the largest producer of wool in India as per 2026 data? Correct option is D, Rajasthan. Which country football team won the final of the SAFF U19 Women's Championship? Right option is A, India. Under which article of the Constitution of India can the Speaker of the Lok Sabha be removed? Right option is A, Article 94C. Where has India's first musical road been introduced recently? Correct option is C, Mumbai. Which nation was ranked as the highest corrupted nation in the Corruption Perceptions Index? Correct option is B, South Sudan. Dalai Lama won his first ever Grammy Award at the 68th Grammy Awards for which album? Correct option is C, Meditations, the Reflections of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. Which state government has increased the maximum daily working hours for private sector employees from 9 hours to 10 hours? Correct option is D, Maharashtra. Whose book Mother Mary Come to Me was recently released? Right option is C, Arundhati Roy. What has India's national literacy rate become in the year 2023-24? Correct option is B, 80.9%. The Union Cabinet has recently approved the doubling of which railway line? Right option is C, Bhagalpur to Dumka to Rampurhat. The Indian Air Force has recently retired its MiG-21 fighter jets manufactured by which country? Correct option is C, Russia. Where was the 25th Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit held recently? Correct option is A, Tianjin, China. Which two Project 17 warships did the Indian Navy launch together in Visakhapatnam? Correct option is C. INS Uddigiri and INS Himgiri. In which state has the Union Cabinet recently approved the Tata-II hydroelectric project worth 8,146 crore? Correct option is D. Arunachal Pradesh. What are the names of the 4 newly constructed multi-storied apartments inaugurated by Prime Minister Modi in Delhi for MPs named after? Correct option is B. Krishna, Godavari, Kosi and Hooghly. On which route did Prime Minister Narendra Modi recently inaugurate India's longest distance Vande Bharat train? Right option is D. Pune to Nagpur. Where has the country's first animal stem cell biobank been opened recently? Right option is C. National Institute of Animal Biotechnology, Hyderabad. Who was conferred the first MS Swaminathan Award for Food and Peace in 2025? Correct option is C. Professor Ademola Aden. By what name did Prime Minister Narendra Modi recently inaugurate the Central Secretariat building on Kartavya Path in Delhi? Correct option is A. Kartavya Bhavan. Which former Chief Minister of Jharkhand, popularly known as Disham Guru, passed away recently? Correct option is D. Shibu Soren. In which state has the Western Railway restarted its heritage train services on the 155-year-old Patalpani-Kalakund line? Correct option is D. Madhya Pradesh. Which has become the 107th member country of the International Solar Alliance? Correct option is B. Moldova. The book The Rise of the Hitman, written by R. Kaushik, is the story of which Indian cricketer? Right option is B. Rohit Sharma. Which has become India's first legislative assembly recently to run entirely on solar power? Right option is A. Delhi. Which is the first state in India to introduce a sabbatical leave scheme for government employees? Correct option is D. Sikkim. What is the name of the 32nd joint exercise conducted between the navies of India and Singapore in the South China Sea? Correct option is C. Simbex 2025. Where did ISRO recently launch the HOPE mission to simulate the conditions for astronauts for the Gaganyaan mission? Correct option is B. Ladakh. Which sacred relics of Lord Buddha have been brought back to India after 127 years? Correct option is B. Piprahava relics. On which section of the Delhi-Mumbai railway corridor has Indian Railways officially commissioned the upgraded Kavach 4.0 train protection system? Right option is C. Mathura to Kota. Which of the following has become the first private railway station in Uttar Pradesh and of the North Eastern Railway? Correct option is A. Gomti Nagar, Lucknow. From which country Tata Motors has announced the acquisition of the commercial vehicle manufacturer Iveco Group? Right option is B. Italy. Where has India's first Make in India green hydrogen plant been commissioned recently? Correct option is C. Deen Dayal Port, Gujarat. A ceasefire agreement was recently signed between Thailand and which other country? Correct option is C. Cambodia. To prevent cyber fraud, in how many total languages has the Communications Minister launched the updated Sanchar Sathi mobile app? Correct option is D. 22. Which ministry has launched the nationwide initiative Apna Ghar for truck drivers? Correct option is D. Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas. Under which operation did the Indian Army neutralize 3 Pakistani terrorists responsible for the Pahalgam attack? Right option is B. Operation Mahadev. Which country has recently successfully tested its most powerful non-nuclear bombs Gajab and Neb to Ghost? Correct option is D. Turkey. On the birth anniversary of which famous Chola emperor did Prime Minister Narendra Modi recently release a commemorative coin? Right option is B. Rajendra Chola I. What is the name of the mission launched by Prime Minister Narendra Modi to digitize ancient manuscripts? Right option is C. Gyan Bharata Mission. How many members of Parliament have been honoured with the Sansad Ratna Award 2025? Correct option is B. 17. Who has been appointed as the first woman Vice-Chancellor of the Indira Gandhi National Open University? Correct option is D. Professor Uma Kanjilal. Who was honoured with the G.P. Birla Memorial Award 2025? Correct option is B. Dr. V. Narayanan. Which drone-launched missile did DRDO successfully test in Kurnool, Andhra Pradesh? Correct option is A. ULP-GMV-3. Where was India's first hydrogen-powered coach successfully tested? Right option is C. Integral Coach Factory, Chennai. How much line of credit did Prime Minister Narendra Modi provide to the Maldives during his state visit to Mail? Correct option is C. 4,850 crore. With which country has India recently signed a historic free trade agreement? Correct option is D. European Union.